With so many parenting books out there, it's hard to know what actually works. An NPR science reporter couldn't find answers to the trouble she was having with her young daughter, so she spent months in rural villages around the world to learn methods that are tens of thousands of years old and changed her whole perspective.
She is sharing her findings in a new book, Hunt, Gather, Parent: What Ancient Cultures Can Teach Us About the Lost Art of Raising Happy, Helpful Little Humans. Micheline Doucleff joins us now. Good morning. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Well, you know, you hear obviously the challenges of parenting in ancient cultures much different than what we are dealing with today. So right off the bat, they're not dealing with social media and all these technology issues. So, I mean, does it even apply?
Oh my gosh, it totally applies. You know, the thing about what I've learned and what's in this book is really about the way parents relate to the children. So when I was in these communities, you know, parents don't yell and argue or nag or negotiate with kids. And yet the kids are incredibly kind and generous and super helpful. One morning when I was visiting with a mom, a 12-year-old on her spring break woke up, and before even coming and greeting me, she walked into the kitchen and started doing the dishes on her own. So really without anyone asking her. So really this book is about how we relate to children in a way that's not conflictual and how we get them to be healthy mentally and very helpful around the house.
So how do you motivate the kid to do the dishes without having that discussion?
Yeah, so, you know, the first thing is to make sure you are doing the dishes when the kids are around. So don't wait to do them when they're asleep or at school. Do your chores with them and welcome them to it. Say, come over and help me with this. Do it together. And then give them tiny little tasks to do. So for older kids, you know, cut the vegetables. For a little kid, you know, stir the pot. So these little tasks will get them involved and teach them to do the chore, but it will also teach them to work together with you and cooperate with you so that when you need them to get out the door in the morning, they follow you.
So, you know, today we hear a lot about this helicopter parenting and, you know, parents doing everything and afraid their kids are going to get hurt. Do you see a lot of that back then? And how do they eliminate the problem of worrying about if their kids get hurt?
So, you know, it's really interesting. If you look around the world at hunter-gatherer communities, modern ones, so, you know, people spent about 200,000 years as hunter-gatherers. Parents give their children enormous amounts of freedom, but they don't just throw up their hands and say, do whatever. First of all, they train the child. So they will train the child, you know, to be safe around the neighborhood, to learn how to cross the streets, to deal with cars and people. And then secondly, they build in a safety net around the child. So they're there kind of watching and making sure everything's okay, or they train the siblings to watch and make sure everything's okay. So the parents give the children enormous amounts of freedom, but they also teach the children to take care of each other and how to keep themselves safe. And that's what you'll learn in the book, a way of giving children autonomy, which they need to be healthy mentally, but do it in a way that you don't need to worry and that they're safe.
I thought it was interesting you didn't see the tantrums. So what do the parents do when the kid's having a tantrum? It's very different than what we do in an American culture.
Yeah, so this was really important with me and my little girl, Rosie. So when she would have a tantrum, you know, I'd come at her and try to fix it. Like, are you okay? What's wrong? What can I do? And then sometimes I'd even get, you know, really angry with her, like, stop it, you know, please, dear Lord. But the parents that I was with, they had a totally opposite approach. So a child would start to get upset and they would become super calm themselves and hardly say anything to the child. They wouldn't leave the child, they would be there, but maybe they'd put their hand on their shoulder, but it was just this calmness. Maybe they'd say, you know, look at the beautiful sunset, something very slow. And what this does is children's emotions mirror ours. And so when you're calm, and don't say anything and don't stimulate the child will find that response in themselves. And over time, they'll actually stop having tantrums. And with my little girl, it was incredible. She went from like 1 or 2 a day to like 1 or 2 a month really, really quickly once I started being calm.
And what are they doing differently to motivate? Because, you know, a lot of parents today, they might bribe their kid with something, but that's not what happens in different cultures. Well, how are they motivating?
You know, a lot of it is about valuing the child's contribution in the home. So children really want to work with us. They want to be part of the team. They want to help the household. And so if a child comes over and is near you while you're cooking or doing the dishes or grabs something from you, take that as them wanting to help you and say, come on, come help me. And then give them something to do. And then accept their contribution. So for instance, when my little girl makes chicken kebabs with me, you know, sometimes the kebabs will be a mess. messed up or she won't do them the way that I want her to do them, but I accept them kind of the way they are or kind of help or guide her. I don't just, take them and throw them out. Like, accept their offers to help. See them as helpful members and give them an opportunity to help. And this will really go far in motivating them to be kind to you and to their siblings, but also, like I said, be cooperative and work together with you instead of in conflict.
Well, you can follow Michaeline on Twitter at Food Science or go to her website. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.